cold open. So there's a sheriff in Kentucky that's in custody because he shot and killed a judge in a courthouse this afternoon.
Multiple gunshot wounds.
Pronounced dead on the scene.
On the scene.
Which means you dead.
Dead.
Ain't
dead.
no, he was done.
Yeah.
Which I'm not for.
And also, yeah, it's just the senseless, brutal act of violence, because you got to think that judge wasn't armed.
Probably not.
Only armed with the law.
He was armed with the law and maybe a fear of the Lord.
Yeah.
A healthy fear of the Lord.
So I can't wait to hear more about this, because the motive,
maybe they were lovers.
Yeah.
That comes out a lot. I mean, people are like, why he shoot him? Then it turns out they were in love.
In love.
For decades, and then it ended tragically.
Yeah. Either it could be that, or it could be, turmoil within the families itself. Maybe the wife cheated on the sheriff with the judge.
With the judge.
In the courthouse.
That would be wild.
With the candlestick.
Because then she'd probably hear the news.
Yeah.
And then she'd probably kind of like that. She likes that. She's messy.
Yeah.
If that's what happened.
Or a bribe that didn't go so well.
He fumbled a bribe.
You gotta fix this for me. I will shoot you.
And then he really shot him. Maybe he thought he wasn't going to shoot him, and then he shot him.
Yeah.
I'd believe that.
Is the sheriff the only elected official within the tree of police force?
No. Higher up stuff is also elected. Chief, I think, is like nominated and then ratified by a board, maybe, or like commissioners maybe are elected.
Yeah.
We could look this up. We will later.
It's just why can't we trust the sheriffs now?
Yeah.
You know?
So but that's the thing is like maybe that judge is evil. Did you ever watch The Blacklist?
I did not.
Okay, so at one point, the main character is so inclined to shoot and kill a very important guy. He's like a senator or like the Secretary of State or something. Because he, spoiler alert, is the leader of a sort of dark cabal of shadowy double-crossing elected officials. And so everyone that knows the situation understands she had to shoot him to stop him.
Yeah.
Because he was never really going to receive any other justice.
Sure.
But then, the optics of that are bad. And so hilarity ensues.
Yeah.
As she gets in the Suburban with what's that guy's name that I love? It's Raymond Reddington on the show, but what's the actor's name?
I have no idea. I've never seen the show.
You pile of shit. What is his name? James Spader.
James Spader.
James Titty fucking Spader, brother. Let me tell you. Don't mess with Jim.
You don't mess with Jimmy Jam.
Don't get Jimmy Spader,
Jam.
brother.
Oh, James Spader. Yeah, you don't mess with that guy at all.
He's the goddamn Lizard
eyes.
King.
Yeah. Yeah.
From The Office. He was the guy that said, I'm the Lizard King.
Hilarious. And
that was weird hair then, though.
Yeah. But okay, so yeah, okay. What if the judge was doing nefarious things? It doesn't mean that he gets multiple shots. Like his hand would have to be on a button. Like
no.
Like that's
the thing. That's why the sheriff's in custody.
It's personal. It's passion.
They charge him with first-degree murder.
Yeah.
So that must mean they have evidence of already that it was premeditated.
Exactly. That's
otherwise they would have charged him with second-degree murder.
Yeah. That kind of sprung up for me whenever I was watching.
So I mean, I can't imagine though that if the sheriff is ultimately the bad guy, that's exactly what he would have planned to do. If it's first-degree murder, I don't really understand the plan, because you could shoot him anywhere else.
Yeah.
You at another time. It doesn't have to be in open court at 2 p.m.
This sheriff saw blind rage.
But then that makes it second degree.
Exactly.
So what doesn't make sense to me is if it was blind rage, what connects it to motive and intent to make it first degree?
What's the time limit? Like, is it the start of argument?
Okay.
That leads to the shooting? Does it have to be
Headscarf?
like, I don't know.
Let's do Kentucky's not a word you have to spell very often. Kentucky sheriff charged in killing of judge at courthouse. Come on. Frankfort, Kentucky. A judge in rural Kentucky County was fatally shot in his own courthouse chambers, not in open court, Thursday. And the local... this was yesterday? I thought this was popping off. And the local sheriff was charged with murder in the killing. The preliminary investigation indicates Lecter County Sheriff shot district judge multiple times following an argument inside the courthouse, according to Kentucky State Police. Mullins, who held the judgeship for 15 years, died at the scene. Stein surrendered without incident. Sent shockwaves through a tight-knit Appalachian town. Southeast of Lexington, lead county prosecutor Matt described an outpouring of... Matt, I'm sorry that I said your name wrong. Matt Butler described an outpouring of sympathy as he rescued himself and his office from investigations in the shooting.
Oh, wait. What?
Recused. I'm sorry. It's been a long week. He recused himself and his office, so they are not going to prosecute themselves because these are obviously their primary two colleagues that had an argument and one of them shot the other. So that's smart. Smart to get ahead of that. Don't even try to fuck with it. Yeah. We all know each other here. Anyone from Lecter County can tell you that Judge Mullins and I married sisters and that we have children who are first cousins but act like siblings. That's getting a little close. For that reason, among others, I have already taken steps to recuse myself and my entire office. So they're going to be hands off. Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman said his office will collaborate with a Commonwealth attorney in the region as special prosecutors in the criminal case. Blah, blah, blah. I want to know why they think he did it, is why I'm still reading this. Mullins was hit multiple times in the shooting. Great. We know all about Mullins. It was unclear whether Steins had an attorney. To a spokeswoman who did not immediately respond by email starting the shooting, the governor said there's far too much violence, blah, blah, blah. Good for him. They are not telling us why they think he did it.
Yeah. Why they think he did it?
Yeah.
Like the reason why he shot him, like not about the fact that...
I want to know whether because I don't know what they were arguing over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if this was yesterday. I should know by now.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if I hope more comes out about the sheriff.
Maybe. I mean, I hope it comes out before I forget about it.
Yeah.
Lord Jesus. Did you feel an earthquake yesterday?
No.
Apparently, small earthquake reported north of St. Louis Thursday.
Really?
So this would have been the same time that this judge got shot in his courthouse chambers in Kentucky, Old Monroe, Missouri. A minor earthquake shook the ground near Old Monroe, Missouri early Thursday morning. 2.6 magnitude, 3:30 a.m., just under a mile east of the small town located north of St. Louis.
Yeah. No, I did not feel
the
that.
The epicenter was about 4.3 miles below the surface. So, deep down a little
Connection? We'll see.
Maybe it's why.
We'll see. Oh.
No, we were just sound checking, warming it up for you, Daddy.
Just warming it up.
Gay Jesus.
Oh, I'm not there yet. Oh, you're not there yet?
Hi. Oh, well, hello.
Hey.
Perfect timing.
Got your hair's cut.
4 inches off.
4 inches. It still looks so long.
That's a lot of inches.
4 inches.
Who you ask. Jacob, those pants. What's happening? They're so good. Oh, look at that. Look at that hair.
Oh, please.
Look at that lack of hair. Jesus. What happened to me?
Look, you're a child of God.
I'm the one who gets locked under the stairs, I guess, huh? Jeez. Zero sunlight.
best thinking.
The least amount of nutrition. I usually get scraps that don't get fed to the dog.
Whose dog?
The dog.
Put your headphones on.
God's dog. Huh?
Put your headphones That's not my song. That's a different song.
No.
That's Sex Shooter from Purple Rain. Bum, 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 bum.
That's the one. Yeah.
Boom. Bum, 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 bum. Sex shooter, shooting love in your direction.
That is exactly the song I was thinking of.
Oh, 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 oh.
Check.
Oh, oh,
Oh, oh.
oh. Ah. Okay, I'm gonna do a little of this, and then I'm gonna kill.
Oh, there it is. You just get one of those bugs that's right there, and then it's just like,
Yeah.
it's in or out. You can't just leave it.
No. I'm just going to eat this hot dog.
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
You're dogged up.
I'm dogged up.
Dogged up on a Friday afternoon. Yeah.
Guys, welcome back to Jacob V Weekly. We want to start like we do every week by reminding you to check out Caddyshack of Hamel, Illinois. CaddyshackIL.org. You can support this show financially at patreon.com/JacobV. We have clips also on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X, Facebook. Just search for Jacob V Weekly, JACOBVI. I think the Instagram is officially Jacob V Weekly. The TikTok is now for sure Jacob V Weekly, and the YouTube is now officially Jacob V Weekly. So you'll find us, and we post clips in all of those places.
Why waste your time with X?
It just because it automatically is included in my plan with my my clip tool that I use.
Is it like when you bundle and get Hulu and
Yeah.
HBO
The
Max
clips,
at the same time?
the clips go to all the different places at the same time.
Sorry, I just looked over.
Less of them end up on X because that
dog.
part of that outlet for us is in a beta phase where there's limits on how much we can post there collectively as a group. So me and my collaborators at Opus,
What? I don't know. What's Opus?
that's the clip tool.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and actually, the reason we have so many clips lately is because they're beta testing a new AI clip making modeler thing, and so I'll do the traditional version of the thing that gives me clips, and depending on how long the episode is, sometimes we get 30 or more clips, and then.
Is that why you're pumping out so many clips?
Because then I can get another 40 from the new thing I'm beta testing.
Have we talked about this? Are you going for? Did we talk about this last week? Maybe, but you're pumping out so many clips that some of them don't make any sense.
That's not true.
Some of them don't make any sense.
That's not true at all.
Some of them are like the last 30% of a thing, and no one knows what the fuck the clip is.
Well, the intention is that they're supposed to go get caught up. If it really piques their curiosity and it's something they're interested in, they know where to go find the full conversation. It's free on YouTube at Jacob V Weekly.
Okay.
That's the point of a clip.
I know, but
I wouldn't do 90-minute episodes if we were just making things that needed to exist holistically as a clip.
I don't know what the number is now, but like 5 years ago, the average human attention span was like 8 seconds. So what makes you think that they're not just going to be like, and just keep scrolling?
Well, you're casting a wide net. It doesn't cost me anything.
Yeah. It's a numbers game at this point.
Yeah.
You know, you're more likely to hit the bullseye on a dartboard if you're holding 20 darts in one hand.
That's what I'm saying.
Throw them all
and
at
so
once.
for the last episode, we had about 78 darts. And you know what? The fucking numbers are crunching, dude.
Yeah, I would
I
hope
get
so.
notifications all the time. Your reel has this many plays, that many plays. We have... it's grown already since we started using the additional algorithms. So if it comes to a point where I have to pay for one or the other or both, I'd be tempted to try both. But the newer one seems more intuitive. But the older one also is better for hashtags and stuff. So, we're diversifying.
Word.
And also, there's people I know who love me and love that I do this show, but they don't listen to more than 60 seconds of anything. So they catch all the clips and they love it and they bring it up to me and whatever. And when we would live stream the show, there were people that would love to, Jake's streaming live, let's watch that instead of TV. That's a very specific audience. So we do the whole 90-minute episode anyway, you and me, usually. And then people may want to be caught up on that. But if they don't have a lot of alone time where they can pick what they're listening to or watching, then, clips is how they get it. And if every second of the 90-minute episode ends up being a clip at some point, that makes total sense to me. Now, YouTube Shorts requires that clips are less than 60 seconds. So I've been prioritizing clips that are less than 60 seconds.
That's another thing.
Because otherwise they won't go in YouTube Shorts. They'll just be posted as a shitty vertical video on YouTube.
That's another thing, is that when you post like a sample of a clip on your Instagram story, it's like 10 seconds long, if not shorter. And then so you don't even get the clip of the clip.
Because if they want the rest, they're supposed to come seek it out.
So is that clickbaiting?
I can't. No, it's not clickbaiting.
Are you clickbaiting?
It's like a trailer. Should we get mad that they made a trailer for Jaws and wouldn't just show us the whole thing on TV the first time?
Did you hear they're making a prequel to Jaws that takes place in the 1800s?
I'm listening.
That's all I know. I don't know any other information. I swear to God, I haven't looked into it, but I heard they're making a prequel to Jaws that takes place in the 1800s.
Is it just called Jaw?
Yeah, it's just Jaw.
Jaw.
It's Jaws -1. Yeah,
it's like just this toothless
They're working
shark
on it.
just being born.
Steven Spielberg wrote a treatment for a Jaws prequel focused on young Quint on the USS Indianapolis, described as Saving Private Ryan with sharks. That's not the one you're talking about.
I don't think that's what I'm talking about, but that sounds fun.
Saving Private Ryan with sharks would be good.
You got to get Matt Damon.
I'd love if there was
chops.
if they were
Absolutely.
because those boatmen.
Have you seen Matt Damon with mutton chops? He could be in anything. I think he had mutton chops in The Brothers Grimm. Was that what it was?
I don't know.
Someone had mutton chops in The Brothers Grimm.
Somebody's got mutton chops. Why don't you get some mutton chops?
I could.
You could.
I could just.
You
take
very well
this-
could.
Just take this out.
Are you keeping the beard for the wedding?
I'm gonna get it reshaped.
Reshaped?
And
Yeah.
then I think after the wedding, I'm gonna shave because I haven't shaved in a couple years, and I need a little bit of a refresher.
Yeah, that's a good opportunity for a mutton chop, even if it's
I saw pictures of myself in 2021 where I was like just rocking a mustache for a minute, and I was like, you know what? I don't hate it.
yeah,
I don't hate it. I miss it.
yeah.
Yeah, except for when you do like the when your front facing camera turns on accident, and you're
Yeah.
like looking at your phone, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
That's the worst part. Remember when you shaved off just this? Remember? And you just had the
There
big
is a
old, big old
prequel
muttons?
novel called The Book of Quint, which sounds more like what Steven Spielberg was talking about.
Stephen Farper.
And then I saw a post on Facebook where somebody was like, they should make one, but
I feel like there was someone talking about how it's going to happen, but also, that's all hearsay.
yeah, people
You can't
you
trust
don't even know who
everything
you're
here on the
talking to.
internet.
Did you see this? Is that what you're talking about?
No, but that looks fun. That's a big shark. That's like a megalodon type shark. That's a big old motherfucker. He's got a pointy nose like a mako. How do you feel about sharks?
I love sharks.
I dream about sharks when I'm stressed out.
Oh, there was just a great white shark in a harbor in Boston either this week or last week. Which
Really?
is crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing getting that close to shit?
I don't know.
Well, I know
Displaced homes.
they like the Atlantic waters.
Yes, they do. They love the
Because they're
Atlantic.
chill as fuck.
They also apparently love tea bags.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
I love a good
I wish
tea
I was
bag.
getting tea bags right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just fucking heard about this. Do you hear who's the Kennedy that just dropped out of the race? Robert Kennedy.
Jr.
He's under investigation because back in let's get to that. He's under investigation because back in 1994 he cut the head off of a beached whale and strapped it to the roof of his
What?
minivan.
And took it home.
He wanted the head of this whale. So this whale beached itself, hopefully died before this happened, but he sawed off the head and then strapped it to the family van roof.
This
and
man.
I'm thinking like a
drove
Dodge
it home.
Caravan, Woody sides.
An old one, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was probably a 1993.
Plymouth.
Plymouth.
And
Is that what those-
it was
yeah.
probably a Plymouth or a Ford Aerostar. Who knows these days? But just strapped the whale head to the roof, and then they drove across state lines with a dead whale head on the roof of the vehicle. And apparently, every time they hit certain winds, whale juices would just fall in on the children.
God.
So his daughter has been like, "Yeah, we used to get the whale juice," and it's just that sounds horrible. And why? I
The
think
problem is
he wanted to extract
the
the skull.
head. He wanted the head of the whale for a number of things, I'm sure. However, my question is, which part is just the head? How big of a chunk of whale did he have to put on the van?
What kind of whale was it,
Well,
too?
and they made
I
that
would love
joke.
to
I think it
know.
was the Daily Show where they made that joke. It was like, "Where's the head start?
Yeah.
Where's the tie happen? If it was the tie,
Yeah,
here.
like if like a zebra, or not a zebra, it's a terrible example. If a giraffe wears a tie, does it go at the top of its fucking neck or the bottom of its neck? Who were we talking about? RFKJ?
RFKJ.
So there's no like statute of limitations on this? Because did you say it was back in
It
'94?
was 94.
Well, I don't know that is being investigated for collecting dead whale.
Apparently, this happened back in 94.
The former independent blah blah blah.
Unless he's been doing it again.
Recalled the whale incident in a 2012 interview with Town and Country magazine. He got a chainsaw, cut off the whale's head, and strapped it to the roof of their minivan for a 5-hour drive home. Every time we accelerated on
With
the
a
highway,
chainsaw.
she was 6 years old at the time.
All right.
So it could totally be 94.
Maybe.
We all had plastic bags over our heads with our mouths. People on the highway giving us the finger. They were investigating me for collecting a whale specimen 20 years ago. Without confirming or denying, he took the whale head because he said the deadline to bring charges passed long ago. So you're right.
Statute of limitations.
Criminally,
usually,
no.
Usually 10 years on most.
It sounds like something they would have dug up in the case that he was still trying to run and they wanted to, because the bear and the whale. However, I will say, we all know if a young man is killing or mutilating animals, like this guy keeps doing, that's kind of a red flag. And he knows better than anyone that he has been tragically poisoned by lead throughout most of his life.
Maybe he was looking for the cure to surviving lead poisoning.
And he's the one that explained that
in Wales.
atrazine is an herbicide that we use that, when polluted into water supplies, will feminize frog populations.
You're saying it's what's turning the frogs gay?
Exactly. That's what RFK explained that in that way. Now,
so
here's the
there's
thing.
science behind it.
Apparently. But here's the thing here is I was talking to little Donnie this morning on the phone.
Little Donnie?
Yeah, and I hadn't talked to him in a long time, so we talked for a good minute.
Why haven't you been talking to Donnie?
Just because we've both been busy,
Oh.
and he thinks we should let the Haitians eat the frogs
And then what?
that have been made gay by the atrazine in the water.
And that's why they made that frog magnet
That'll
tool.
keep. He's
Is that a
saying,
direct quote?
yeah, that was basically what he came up with.
Well, maybe we should let the Haitians eat the frogs.
But because they could catch them with those magnets we were talking about last week.
I like that the Haitian protesters, are protesting with signs that say, "We don't eat your pets, but we do vote." And I'm like, yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Spin it
Got
on them. I want that on a T-shirt.
And then everyone in the GOP looked at each other like, "Is that allowed?
Haitians.
They can vote here?"
There's a new show on HBO called Stop the Steal.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's just a documentary, actually. And that's been really fun to watch because you get viewpoints from Republicans, even though they still don't have the same values as we do in this room, but like just them sort of realizing.
We share a lot of them, I think, probably.
Sure.
With the normal.
Either way, but but them like sort of like taking the blindfold off with their relationship with Trump,
lifting the veil.
Lifting the veil, yeah.
I love that.
So that was very therapeutic for me.
I like that Jasmine Crockett.
Oh, yeah, I just watched...
Girl, she's the one that said bad built bleach blonde
Say that
butch body.
Bad built bleach blonde butch body.
Yeah, that was it. That was her that said that about MTG. And then, so I liked her then anyway, but I would let her run my house. Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah.
I don't know who these people are.
Jasmine Crockett's the one that said that about it. You need me to
She's
pull
a
up.
representative.
She's the future president.
that has no time for bullshit and does it in a very assertive way.
guarantee you.
Okay, no, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I guarantee you she'll run in 8 years.
Perfect. I love that. I love that for them. That's fantastic. Wonderful. I don't know. Shit's weird.
And then I'll have to move to Canada.
There's just too many people.
Because if I was her in 8 years, I'd probably lock all the rest of us up.
What if
It's just not safe.
if
You
you're
guys are
in
just not
politics,
safe.
if you're in politics and you're at a certain age, you have to pass some sort of test to prove yourself, and if not, you're just kind of shot out of a cannon into the ocean.
Yeah, the people don't like
Love the
tests.
cannon.
That'd be a fun idea.
Yeah, people don't like to take. It
Like,
should be
hey,
like in Billy Madison where they
You're
do
78.
they do like the live trivia game to try to compete for the presidency of the hotel chain or whatever. Like they should have to do it. Like they should have to get grilled back and forth for points in front of each other.
I fully just spaced out. What were you talking about?
That yes, they should all have to do like a game show version of like a Jeopardy thing, like at the end of Billy Madison.
Oh, yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. You got a list?
I do.
I just saw a thing and then my mind wandered.
No Antics has a big show at the Duck Room with Freddy Versus October 18th. It's going to be kind of a Halloween show.
Oh.
It's a big deal. There's going to be lots of...
Speaking of Freddy Versus, that's where my brain went.
Are you thinking about the tits in the beginning of Freddy versus Jason?
No, but I literally stopped next to a Dodge Charger the other day with a Freddy versus Jason
The Freddy versus... Can you text that to me?
side. Like, I don't know if I can show it to the thing.
Yeah,
It's
it
just,
should do.
Okay, I'll send that to you.
Send that to me so I'll put it on the screen. 'Cause
I
it's
just
hilarious.
saw that.
That
and,
movie was a masterpiece. And I'm still working on Alien versus Predator, the musical.
I would see it. You know, some people say they didn't like Alien versus Predator. I liked the first one. The second one was a little
You know what?
much.
That's because those people have hate in their heart and a black girl wins at the end.
Maybe that's what it is, but I just enjoyed the whole idea.
Which
that
I'm
the
for.
Technology and religion and the ancient pyramid under the ice in the Arctic and shit. That was a lot of fun. I saw Alien Romulus on Tuesday. That was great. Recommend it. I'm just thoroughly enjoying those movies lately.
Where did you go see that?
Alamo Draft House.
Really? With who?
Danielle, my bride to be.
Did you have anything to eat?
Yeah. So, have you been to Alamo
Yes,
Draft
I
House?
have.
I love it.
I have not been yet.
It's pretty fun.
It's the bee's knees because what you do is you get there, and I used to go to one in Kansas City all the time. That's where I first started going to it, and then when I built one here, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" But so you
with
get
way
there,
better seats than Kansas City, by the way.
Way better.
Like they were like literally wood.
I
in
remember
Kansas
it was
City.
so uncomfortable, but it was also kind of nice because it felt like you were in someone's little back room
For sure.
know? Yeah,
Exactly. But then, go ahead. But these ones here.
It was dope,
Yeah.
but it was still not as comfortable. These ones got like the nice reclining seats.
Yes.
They got a big theater in there. That's like, how do they even fit this in this building? It's so
Right.
big.
Yeah.
And that's where I saw Cuckoo. Was it Cuckoo? No, that's where I saw Deadpool and Wolverine. Anyway, but you go in there, you sit down, they give you the whole spiel, they put your card on file, and then you write down what you want, and you put it in the thing, and you press the button, and then they come and grab the card and they run away. They scurry in, they grab the card, they run away. They get you what you want, whether it's like soda and unlimited popcorn. And the popcorn is in those big
The metal
mixing bowls.
Yeah.
And they're well seasoned and well buttered. And they bring you a little extra salt if you want it, but you never really need it. And then, so we usually burn through like 2 or 3 bowls of popcorn, and we get unlimited diet sodas.
Really?
Yeah, and
All right, I'll go right now.
but the problem
this.
is you might want
Heck all this shit up.
to get 2 diet sodas anyway because it takes them a second to do the turnaround. Like
But then I'm going to be full of piss.
sure, but they'll go grab it and run away. And then
Oh, they come and then you raise a little flag for the piss bucket, and they come over to you, and then you
Yeah,
use
come
the
get
piss
the piss.
bucket.
There's actually 2
They come
buttons.
get the piss.
Man,
There's 2
if-
buttons. There's the piss button,
button.
and then there's the server button.
Shouldn't the whole front row just be urinals? So then nobody has to leave.
It could. Oh, there's a new thing recently where there's long distance pissing.
I mean, I'd probably just stay up there.
So it's becoming a thing on
Just
on
a steady
the
stream
internets.
of piss.
For
Three
no
and a
one-
half hours.
No one shows themselves.
Of the cursed child, and guess who's pissing the whole time?
So distracting.
The service
So-
here. I got the 2 Alamo Draft House fucking diet sodas, and I'm going to stand here and I'm going to piss for 3.5 hours until this turf is done milking money out of me.
I don't pee a lot. I pee like twice a day.
I'm peeing right now.
And I still drink like a gallon of water a day, and I just don't be pissing.
I'm gonna move all the
Just
ice
talk
out
to
of
your
that
doctor
one
about
into
that.
this one. I'm gonna fill that one up with piss, and I'm gonna have to stop myself because I'm gonna still have some left.
I think my body's just so efficient that it just uses everything and produces little to no waste.
Oh,
Yeah, I absorb it all.
3 South St. Louis restaurants on the same block will close this weekend. God damn it all to hell!
It's okay.
Filth. What the fuck? A phone?
What were you saying?
Did you silence the phone so it doesn't happen again?
What were,
I didn't see you do that. That's the only thing you had to do.
What were you saying?
3 South St. Louis restaurants on the same block will close this weekend.
Which ones?
This isn't goodbye for us, but more of a see you later. The owners behind Black Sheep, 3 Little Monkeys, and Mama Two's Biscuits.
I haven't heard of any of those. What
I think
street
3
is
Little
this?
Monkeys, did that used to be 3 Monkeys?
No, they changed their name, didn't they?
But
if it's in the same area, it is the same area as 3 Monkeys. I don't know if it is the same owner or whatever, or at least bar. But I have been to Mama Two Biscuits, and they were like big pucks. They were,
Those
they were
are on
kinda
Morgan. Yeah, I've had it. Yeah, it's like I was like,
Yeah. And to be fair, like it operated out of the same fucking place, Black Sheep and Mama Two Biscuits. So we can say 2 are going down, but it's like one building.
right. It was like how when Manja closed and they made it 2 different joints, they just kind of put a wall up where the bar used to wrap around.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve's Hot Dogs and
the Mexican place, right?
Padrinas. Which not bad Mexican food.
I like it a lot, actually.
And even like I think they have the same chairs that Manja had. Like they were just in the back. They're like,
Yeah.
fuck it, we'll
It's
keep
so
it.
weird, yeah. Cause
The stage is still there.
yeah, the open mic used to be on that side.
I think they still do karaoke there, which I've never been to a Mexican restaurant you can do karaoke at. That's fun.
I like that.
But all the songs are in Spanish. Anyway,
If you go to any Filipino restaurant, you will get karaoke. And it's September, and
I thought you were
they're
gonna say,
starting-
like,
they're
I didn't know
starting
what you were gonna
Christmas. They're starting Christmas karaoke
where?
at most Filipino restaurants. There's one. I don't even want to try and butcher.
I don't
the
even
name.
know where they
Cayo.
are.
Something Cayo. We went there for Kayla's birthday because she's like quarter Filipino and like really wanted to.
Well, where's that
experience
at?
some-
Where's that though?
It's off Locust, right
at?
in that sort of like grand. The
Oh, yeah.
Fox Theater, that Locust. You just take it down
where the shit
a
starts getting
while.
all crisscross and weird.
Yeah, but
Like
that's
Fountain on
just
Locust.
where I can picture Locust, but you keep going down probably a couple miles. It's not like over
A
in that
couple
area.
miles?
It's not in that area. I'm just
In this
saying.
economy,
I don't know what to call that part of Locust. That's like further up, like right before
It's
it gets
still
to downtown.
Midtown. Like Compton?
Midtown. Yeah.
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 Locust
like
and Compton.
Firebird
Yeah.
area.
Midtown.
But that's still
Oh.
kind of
Okay.
yeah,
there, but
the Fountain on Locust is the
Yeah.
landmark there.
I don't fuck around those streets that much these days. I really don't. I'm never in
Yeah.
that area.
Since I quit drinking, I don't want to do a goddamn thing.
You do a lot for somebody who doesn't want to do a goddamn.
Yeah, because I have things I have to do as a, because I'm the creative membrane holding this community together.
But I've never been to a Filipino restaurant.
I'm like,
so the moral of that story is that the Filipinos start singing Christmas music, start celebrating Christmas in September.
Dope.
I work with a lot of teachers from the Philippines.
I love that.
We have this international teachers program, and a lot of them have like PhDs and shit. But then, my kids are not necessarily the most sensitive to people from other cultures either. So it's wild up there with that.
Wow.
That we got to do Christmas karaoke.
What do you have to sing Christmas songs?
What do you like to eat at those places?
Lumpia is a sort of like an egg roll type of dish that is really good. Chicken adobo is really good. They do pork belly as well.
I love pork belly.
Yeah, they do pork belly. That's what we got.
Well, that does sound
Cane
plenty.
Tayo, that's what it is. Cane Tayo.
I don't like to bring it up every week, but Costco sells whole pork bellies sometimes. And one time we got a whole pork belly, thinking, why not? But then when you eat pork belly for like 5 meals straight, you're like, all right.
All right.
Well,
that's chill.
Maybe a little bit done with the pork belly.
I'm going to get a pork belly.
A whole pork belly. I don't know what the idea was. We tried like 5 different recipes, but it was all pork belly. What are you doing? What you got going on over there?
Operators of 2 St. Louis area companies indicted on wire fraud charges.
What's that mean?
The operators of
what's a
2
wire
St.
fraud?
Louis, let's find out. The operators
Fake wire.
The operators of 2 St. Louis area companies have been indicted on wire fraud charges involving apartment developments. Sid, Victor, and Poppy were incited on Wednesday. I think that's supposed to say indicted in U.S. District Court on 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and 11 counts of wire fraud.
Is wire fraud just like not sending someone money or saying you're sending someone money? Like, is it wiring money? Is that what it is?
Alleges the suspects conspired to defraud the City of St. Louis Minority Business Enterprise and Women-Owned Business Enterprise Program to gain millions of dollars in tax incentives.
Interesting.
So the part that they're actually charging them with, I think, would be at least attempting to take custody of those funds, maybe. They operate Big Sur Construction and Lux Living LLC, which handled the development, daily management, marketing, and leasing of apartment complexes built by Big Sur.
So they took a bunch of money saying they were going to do a thing, but they're not going to do the thing. Is that what's going on? They're going to develop some apartments.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I was hoping I would know either of those companies.
I was hoping that would be a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, me too.
Well,
we could cut it all out.
Well, no, I mean,
people need to know. People are being defrauded.
All right, don't trust Big Sur Development LLC.
They're probably done. But, people move into places and they don't know who their landlord is. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like I've been told that Garcia Properties is pretty rough, and they're everywhere.
Really?
Garcia is all over the joint.
Shots fired. If I get a cease and desist from a goddamn real estate company, you better know what you're talking about.
Garcia Realty can eat my ass.
Oh, my.
There, now send me a cease and desist.
That's fun. I'll have them send it to you.
I'm going to charge them $1,400 a month for 500 square feet of this ass.
Nationwide, tens of thousands of Boeing staff are expected to take 1 week of furlough for every 4 weeks during the machinists' strike. Oh, this happened during COVID.
Oh. Good.
Boeing has begun to distribute furlough notices to white-collar employees in the St. Louis area as the aerospace and defense giant faces a cash squeeze that could jeopardize its investment-grade rating. A spokesperson for Boeing Defense, Space, and Security on Thursday didn't provide information about the number of employees affected or when the furloughs would begin, but nationwide, tens of thousands of Boeing executives, managers, and other staff are expected to take 1 week of furlough for every 4 weeks during the machinists' strike.
Do you know why? Everyone's doing a little cash squeeze. Everything's all fucked up. Do you know why?
Because the machinists are striking?
No. I'm sure there's been a lot of other stuff that's going on because Boeing made a spacecraft that was supposed to be able to go to the International Space Station and back.
Oh, yeah.
And now there's astronauts stuck in space till maybe February or later of next year.
Way.
Because that spacecraft made by Boeing can't get them back.
Fix it, Jesus.
Can't get them back.
Fix it, God.
Can you imagine being stuck in space and not being Matt Damon?
Or George Clooney or motherfucking
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock.
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey.
I think he elected to be in space.
He wanted to go. He told his daughter, fuck these kids.
I'll see you in 75 years.
He came back and that bitch was old as hell.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I'll be late for your birthday, little bitch.
He
That's
said,
what he said.
hey, I made it,
Little
baby.
bitch.
You can go to
Little
Jesus
bitch.
now, you crusty bitch. I'm back from space. I look good as hell. Get your old ass off of me. That's what he said to her.
And then he went into a dimension and he was in a wall looking at himself. I don't know.
And he realized that the
got
aliens
weird.
were us from the future. You know
And
what
you
I
know what?
mean?
Matt
And the
Damon.
message
Matt Damon
love
was
or
there
something.
too. Matt Damon is quick going
Matt
to
Damon,
space.
he was stuck in space because of Boeing. And if you were a Boeing whistleblower and you want to blow the whistle while you're on furlough after the first 4 weeks of the machinist strike because the astronauts are stuck in space, you have a safe haven here on this show. We are on an FBI black site. Nobody knows we're back here. Every time I invite people here, they try to go to a different place on accident and they mess up. So
Keep going. Let's blow the whistle by Too Short.
if you're on furlough from Boeing,
I go on and on. Can't understand how I last so long.
No, okay, we're going to stop.
that's my favorite song. I love that song. I could do that. We could do 3 hours of that. Just give me the first 90 seconds of that. Just give me the iTunes preview of that song on a loop.
I think it's just the chorus. I think that the iTunes sample is.
But
just the
seriously, whistleblowers, they can't find you here. Nobody knows we're here. Some people think this is my basement. It's certainly not, though, Boeing. This is not my basement.
chorus. The only way you can really prove this is not your basement is if I shuffle my feet around and you don't hear Coke cans rustling.
No, there's no Diet Coke on my
cans.
floor anymore. Did you not see the
Wait,
video?
hold on.
Did I not send you the video?
Oh, there's a rug. I can't fucking make the noises.
Please don't start throwing cans around to emulate the effect of my basement. That's pretty good. That's not bad. I hear that a lot.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
But yeah, that's why Boeing's doing all this shit about a cash squeeze and people are striking because they probably can't get enough money.
I thought it was because they spent
they-
all that money killing all those whistleblowers.
They probably did that too.
Astronauts
So
stuck
they
in
spent the
space.
money on the failed spaceship and they killed the whistleblowers.
Oh, former astronaut says the pair stuck in space knew the risks.
nice.
Stranded NASA astronauts plan to vote from space. I wonder if it's going to influence
That's
their
fun.
vote. I'm calling bullshit. Don't let Trump know they're voting from space.
Oh no, he'll take that
He'll
too.
be upset.
Do you think that if you're in a zero G environment like they are in most of the time in the space station, and then they flatulate, do you think they can propel themselves?
That's how they're going to vote. They're gonna make a little jet of their own
Oh,
farts,
we got to get to the monitor, and then just kind of.
and they're gonna propel the ballots back with little bags of farts.
They could do that.
That's, I think, what they'll do.
I mean, it's just methane.
Because they're adding to the volume because
That's an idea.
the methane is growing in their body as it's generated by the bacteria digesting their space food. So in an airtight environment, they are increasing the mass on tap in that
Because they're producing the methane.
they're producing methane. They're synthesizing methane with their colonic
methane
flora.
synthesis.
Very good.
It's the same thing. We're saying the same thing.
Absolutely. And so that would, I mean, you think there would be they could harness that energy in that environment to propel the ballots back so they can vote on time from space because Boeing stuck them up there.
Imagine what getting back from space does to your GI tract because all the gravity happens. Do you think they just get back and it's like, oh my God?
I think they just lay in a tub of Epsom salt and hot water and they just
Right.
let it rip
And they just void?
and they just evacuate entirely.
Oh man, flush them.
Like the guy from Scary Movie,
Which one?
the one that he
No, that was semen.
right, but that's how they're gonna be drained though.
It's gonna explode out of them.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna blast Anna Faris into the ceiling.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, that's the only way that we can get them right is they have to blast Anna Faris into the ceiling with their shit.
I hope she's okay with that. She's getting older. What if
Yeah.
she?
She
breaks
probably
it?
has an understudy, especially in this case. We have 2 astronauts, so
Have you seen that interview with that astronaut that had been in space for so long that when he got back, he forgot about gravity? So he had put a pen up in the air and then it just dropped to the ground and he went on doing what he was doing. When he came
that's a-
back, it wasn't
Yes.
there and he looked kind of confused.
That is what
Yeah.
I would call, in my experience, a cognitive symptom.
Shut up.
I'm going to pray for the man. I'm going to pray for you. What are you looking at?
I'm going to Fright Fest tomorrow.
What's that?
It's that thing at the Six Flags.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that was still a thing
It's
people
still
did.
a thing. Did you know that the Scooby-Doo ride got shut down in 2013?
No, but that was
I thought that was
the
a new
last
one.
time I've ever been to
That's
Fright
what I was
Fest.
saying. Like
I specifically remember the Scooby-Doo
my wonderful
ride.
fiance said, "Oh gosh, they shut down the Scooby-Doo ride." And I said,
The
"What? When?"
You said Scooby-Jew. God damn it.
Roll
I'm
back.
trying to run a show here.
You're gonna have to get a goy to just censor out my stuff.
Get somebody on the phone.
But no, but they shut down the Scooby-Doo ride, and Danielle,
You almost did it again.
The Scooby-Doo ride, Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Dooby.
Anyway, no anti-Semitism here. Just I mispronounced it. It's fine.
Please. Yeah, we're
But
happy to
so,
collaborate with the
either
people
way,
of the tribe.
Danielle was like, "Oh no, they shut down the Scooby-Doo ride," talking about what's going to there this weekend. And I was like, "Oh my god, when?" And then she goes, "Oh, 2013." And it makes me realize I haven't been to Six Flags in well over a decade.
Yeah, me neither. I ain't got no interest. No, I played there a few summers ago,
I'm worried it's going to
but
be
I had like
horrible.
VIP access.
What did it
'cause I
look
had-
like? Did it look rough?
No, it was actually great.
Really? Where's the magic? Is it still there?
Yeah, it's
You
in
have
the
to
hearts
find
of
it, baby.
It's way more affordable than going to a Disney experience.
The last person
Yeah.
I know of that went to Six Flags was our uncle, and he almost died.
No, he's fine.
He passed out.
I knew somebody who went last year who's like 30 something, and he said he had a good time. And
All right.
so I definitely want to go back.
All right.
You know,
I just want to know if they got those people that dress up as evil clowns that slide around on knee pads that make sparks. That's what I want to see.
yeah, it's not Fright Fest without it.
You need it.
I also want a turkey leg real bad.
I know.
I know, that's what I
I
was
went to
thinking.
Ren Fair last year, and they were out of turkey legs.
No,
I
shut it down.
I didn't even want to get into the line. It was so
we
long.
got there an hour after they opened, and they ran out of turkey legs.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me. That should not happen.
An hour.
I went to this turkey leg place in Festival of Nations maybe last year, and there was no line to it. There was lines everywhere else. So I was like, why does anybody want these turkey legs? They're $15. They're huge. And I opened it up, and it's like sloppy. It's not like that nice,
Falling
like
off the bone.
it's like falling off the bone, but it's like too moist.
It looks like just someone kind of
That's
like
'cause
just
they,
left it out in
they
the
cook
sun.
a bunch of them ahead of time.
Yeah.
and so it like braises or.
Because how would you describe the
steams
one
for
at
too long.
Six Flags?
I remember it being tight.
Tight
I remember it being tight.
and
The
tender,
tight meat.
tight, tender, kind of soft,
like the
but not but
outer
not like
the outer
liquid.
flesh. The outer flesh was tight.
Yes, yeah. This one was pliable.
It was mushy.
It was like what's the word? Collagen, like
It's like there was a lot of
Cartilage
there was a lot of
type.
cartilage in there.
Yeah.
There was a little bit like you got to chew on it.
yeah, it was real gross.
It made it get about the bad turkeys. But apparently there was a poultry issue when COVID happened.
Oh really?
So yeah, there was a poultry shortage, which is also
that
why
is
prices
true.
of chicken wings went up.
Yeah,
So not just the chickens, but the turkeys.
the turkey. It's all winged.
You got a wing, you're gonna have to pay more. Yeah, yeah, that's the whole deal. But I don't know. I just haven't had one in so long. I always called them turkey muttons, but then I realized
What?
a mutton. I always called it a turkey mutton.
Who taught you that?
I don't know. I swear to God, I don't know if it was our grandparents that said it because they always made shit up to entertain us. But I used to call them turkey muttons, and then someone said turkeys don't have muttons, and it throws me off because I'm like, but I've spent my entire life thinking
Turkey mutton.
turkey mutton.
Yeah,
But that could just be that thing that I was wrong about.
yeah.
You know, there's just things like that. Other things I don't want to talk about because it's embarrassing. But when someone just like opens your eyes to you being wrong for the last 30 years, and then you're like, oh,
The pain.
yeah,
Oh
you know,
my God, I would love to know what you're talking about.
turkey mutton is what I always used to call a turkey leg.
Nope.
Well, then where the hell did I get turkey mutton from? You're so helpful today. I'm so glad you're here.
From being dumb. What makes you think it's mutton?
Dumb as hell.
Mutton is you dumb as hell, bruh. It's turkey mutton.
I don't know. I'm gonna look it up.
Type that shit in. Turkey mutton.
Okay, it's here. Okay. So
No,
okay.
19
No.
best lamb and mutton dishes in Turkey.
What is mutton in Turkey? Okay, so that's the place, the Turkey, the area. Okay.
Yeah, that's all you're getting because mutton is.
Yep. So mutton is lamb and sheep. Cool, cool. So I don't know, but I swear I spent my entire life thinking, oh, I want a turkey mutton, meaning I want a big ass turkey
I want
leg.
a turkey mutton.
So someone put that in me real young, and then it just messed me up for the last.
Somebody
whatever.
say it's turkey mutton.
And that's it. And we're gonna move on.
Let me find out it was me.
It was. I think it was our grandfather. It sounds like something he would do.
It sounds, he would let you believe that for 32 years. That's so good.
We were so convinced that he cooked for the general, and he grew up on a farm. We don't really know what's real anymore.
He's never been within 30 yards of a general.
Or a farm.
No, that's true. He was a hood rat. He didn't like it. He didn't like a farm.
Anyway.
I never saw him shirtless even. He was a domesticated dude. He was an urban dweller.
Saw his butt once when he was in a hospital gown. That was upsetting.
That's upsetting.
You ever see just an old ass, and you're like, oh,
You know what? I'm thankful I have not.
surprisingly infrequently, actually.
surprisingly small. Like you think all that's gonna be ass, and turns out the ass is only about that much.
And it's all back.
It's all back. It's all back and sides, and then there's a little Hank Hill button there, and you're
Yeah.
like, whoa,
Oh, no.
fuck you. All right, what are we doing?
St. Louis police arrest foreign nationals in ATM skimming operation. $400,000 stolen.
It's really not that much money.
400.
You can hardly get a house for that money.
Two foreign nationals are behind bars following an alleged ATM skimming operation in St. Louis. Investigators say the duo stole $400,000 over the course of 9 months.
I
They
do-
recovered a gun, passports, and a lot of equipment used to skim bank card data.
I do that every time I'm at like an ATM that I'm not used to using. If I ever have to use one at all, I always kind of grab the thing and give it a little wiggle. Because you ever see someone just like pull one of those card skimmers off of like a gas pump or an ATM or anything like that, and it's like, damn, they almost got me. You know, I
Have you pulled one off before?
Never.
Oh, yeah.
I've only seen the videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys know that there is a local aquarium in New York City that is just this little flower bed area between the sidewalks that has been flooded by a slow dripping fire hydrant, and people just keep putting stuff like goldfish and like little other fishes and then like aquarium decorations in this little street cubby thing that's just where there's no concrete. I forget what it's called, but it has a name. I think it's named after the street that it's on. But there's this cute little freaking aquarium. That's it. That's the one.
How a fire hydrant
It's in
puddle
Brooklyn.
became
Mhm.
home
It's in
to a
Brooklyn.
goldfish.
Yeah, it's literally just that. It's like a 10 by 5 rectangle, and people just started putting fish and decorations
deep
in
is it?
there. I don't know, like 4 inches. It's not deep.
Well, I don't know if that's good for those fish.
Well, I think that it aerates itself fine, and the water probably filters out through the bedrock. You know, but it's constantly dripping, so it stays filled, and that's a thing.
Wow.
It's a thing there. It's cute as fuck. It's got a name.
So that. It's like holds enough of the water that the water will stand there.
Nope. Yep. Not yet.
Bed-Stuy goldfish puddle.
Bed-Stuy goldfish
Oh,
puddle.
this is cool.
It's cute as hell. Have you looking at it?
Yeah.
It's cute. I like it. It's sweet.
Well, and people love that shit.
And people are putting.
If they
like,
got to walk by that puddle every
like
day.
there's a SpongeBob pineapple house
well,
in
but
there.
now it's like there's no way you're going to save all those fish if you fix the fire hydrant.
You're gonna have to get them all out. So I think they just let it go. I mean, how much water are you really losing? Look at those fish. Look at them. They're thriving. Look at them.
I mean, they get definitely plenty of stuff in there. Being outside.
It's a novelty. It makes people feel good. Actually, that's what they're saying.
Ugh! Why would they cut right to that man's head like that? I don't know. Ignorant. All right, moving
Liver
on.
spots.
Moving on.
So what were we talking about?
We were talking about the ATM thieves. I was just trying to figure out where they were from.
How did we go from card swiping, card skimming?
You just said,
to the-
did you guys see the aquarium that's actually a puddle?
New
St.
kids.
Louis. Oh,
Oh shit. I mean, I was just going to say that I just saw that New Kids on the Block announced debut at Las Vegas residency.
Fuck yes. That's going to be worth it. Who's included?
They got to get Bruno Mars out of there. That's what they're doing. So they're digging deep.
Yeah, I mean, that seems a little retroactive to me.
I don't know. I mean,
Who's in there? Who's going to be with
it's
them?
at... Oh, I have no idea.
also, can they still be called New Kids on the Block?
Fuck you. It's
Shouldn't
one of
it just
those
be called
things where
Kids on the
it's
Block?
Rolling Stone, so I have to pay for a fucking subscription.
Or Old Kids on the Block? I would say Old Kids on the Block.
Because if the Wahlberg and the guy that was on The Surreal Life are going to do it, I want to do it.
Yeah, I mean everybody's back.
That's what I'm
Donnie's
asking. Is
back.
it the full lineup?
Yes, yeah.
Donnie is back.
Yeah.
Clay, we're going to Vegas.
I can't think of a better reason to go to Vegas.
Have you seen?
can't do it without.
You guys have seen the viral circulating live footage of Frankie Valli is still alive.
Oh yeah.
And performing, and they just played the track. But he's got like a young band of
Yeah.
dudes that are doing vocals and instruments and doing the dances and stuff. And he looks like a wax figure.
He
of
looks
himself.
like an animatronic,
And he's just kind of holding the microphone in front
Chuck
of
E.
his face.
Cheese. His mouth barely moves.
Yeah.
But they're
It's
playing
like when
the
I
original
saw-
vocal recording, so it sounds really good. There's no way that monster up there is singing what you're hearing, so
Right.
it's very distracting.
But
I'm
it's
gonna
like-
put a little bit of it here in the middle.
It's like when I first saw Ghost live and I realized the lead singer is wearing a mask. I thought he was always wearing makeup like an idiot. And then I realized, oh no, his face isn't moving because that's a mask. And because you only see like little bits.
Yeah,
of
he is not a weird looking dude.
But then I just saw a video of that recently, and it's just
It's really concerning.
up there, just kind of like not even to the lyrics.
yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard to watch, and it's like, who is making that man do that?
Exactly. That was
Right.
even my thing. Like, who's his manager?
Who's making
Frank,
that
you
man
better
do
get
that?
out there. You better sell
Let
this.
that
There's
man
just-
go to Jesus.
There's just a big
Let
kennel.
that-
There's a big kennel in the green room.
I gotta cut him out and just put him right here. Let this man go to Jesus.
A big old kennel in the green room, and they
It's
put
all over
they,
TikTok.
they put wood chips in there so we can poop.
It's 2024. He did not plan on still doing that song now. He thought he'd be on Elysium by now.
Maybe that's the whole thing, is that his plan fell through. So he's like, I guess I'll go to Vegas.
But Frankie Valli's
Put
touring,
on a
I thought.
show.
Yeah.
Touring?
That's what I thought I saw because he's like in different environments, and sometimes it's like a winery.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, sometimes you're just hurting. We talked about this. Like, sometimes you just need to redo a bathroom. But a whole tour? A tour?
A tour.
Oh, he looks really good
Looks
there.
great
That
in
must be
picture.
20 years ago.
That looks like an old Macaulay Culkin.
Is Frankie Valli okay? Let's check this one. I'll tell. Oh,
That's what I'm saying. That face doesn't look like a face. That looks like a fucking
this is the one I'll
animatronic.
use. But
the one.
yeah, he's in like a casino theater here. But this is not. And this is the one. They're outside. It looks like a winery or something. And
That man is, and everyone's dancing.
but look at how happy his band is.
Yeah,
They're really
dancing
trying to
and having a good time.
He
But
must be paying
look at
good.
him.
Those are expensive suits.
That guy looks like he's being held up with a stick, like a puppet.
So
One of those puppets with the string that you put your thumb in and you do this and the mouth moves. You know what I'm talking about?
they're keeping the lights low on him too.
Well,
Like
'cause
you know he's over there. Leave him alone.
I don't think he knows he's there.
89 years old.
That's okay. Some people are still having kids at that age.
Yeah, Mick Jagger had a couple of that.
De Niro just had a kid and he's like 83. Pacino just had one too.
That's what Frankie needs. Frankie needs to have a baby.
Maybe not.
I don't know. I mean,
Do you think it's failed or botched plastic surgery that just makes his face not move from the nose up?
he's definitely not singing.
I don't know. That's rough. This is making me sad.
Maybe he's trapped in there, though. You're saying we can move on. We don't have
Yeah,
to.
he's trapped in his own body.
Poor Frankie Valli.
It's like Get Out, but it's Frankie Valli.
Whose body was who trapped in and Get Out?
When he gets pulled into the place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't answering the motherfucking phone. God
See,
damn.
people just do that. I got a phone call. Did you notice that when you got a phone call, I didn't scream at you?
Mine just vibrated though. Yours rang out loud. You have that geriatric fucking fire alarm bell.
I work with power tools often. I need to have it loud,
Why-
or else I won't know it.
Why do you have to answer the phone so much that it has to be that loud though? Why can't you just miss the call?
People like talking to me,
Who?
and in some ways, I'm an essential part of certain teams.
So it's a work thing. You have to catch the call in case someone says, "Hey, Lassie's stuck in the well."
Yeah, we got a lot of Lassies and wells where I do.
Do you remember when Dad and all his work buddies had the Nextel chirp?
Yeah, we talk about that sometimes.
That was the worst.
Well, because they used to prank each other, and they'd be like, "Oh, that guy's in that 7-Eleven getting coffee and donuts for himself to start his day. I'm gonna Nextel walkie-talkie him, and I'm gonna say racial slurs really loud so that someone might get mad."
It's like if you beeped it and you saw a guy standing at like the modern day equivalent of that energy is like when you go to somebody and you go like, "Chew poppy," in their ear real loud, like that guy from TikTok. But
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The guy he'll sneak up on somebody in Walmart and he'll get in their ear and he'll go, "Chew poppy muñeño."
I don't know.
Right in their ear, real close. God damn it! That's how
our algorithms are different.
It'd be great if you.
No, I don't want to see Chupapi Muñeño. I don't want to see it.
Come on.
What, you don't even have the sound on. Also, what about the podcast? We're kind of just hanging out right now.
No, we're podcasting. People love this guy.
Yeah, fucking hit him with your ice cream. What's the deal with that? What is going on? I don't want to watch this.
Well, but that's just what I was saying. That's what the Nextel thing reminded me of. It was kind of a horrendous, horrifying.
I like the videos where people do random pranks like that and it comes back on them. Like they try to do something and then they get punched in the face. I like those because those people are annoying as fuck. I think those people that go around pranking people for YouTube views are dumb. That's all I got to say about that. Why do you have this here? Why is this here?
That's just what some of my stuff was in. That's not in frame.
I'm going to put that right there.
That's not in frame at all, bro.
You're not in frame.
That's not true. I just checked that. I am indeed.
You know how I have days where I come here and I'm not 100% on my game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you're that right now.
That's how I felt about you last week.
I got to drag you through this shit.
No, I'm glad that you're motivated and you're excited, though.
I'm sorry.
What is the Lord telling you today?
Physically demanding job, and sometimes it's 4 o'clock and I'm fucking tired.
You're tired?
Sometimes I get home from work, it's 3:30, and I have like 45 minutes before I got to do something, and I'll set a 20-minute alarm, and I'll literally set my 20-minute alarm, set my phone down, and then go and pass out for 20 minutes. And it's just sometimes I just need to like boom, 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 just hard reset.
A 20-minute nap is great.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say it's so good for you.
Have you ever done the one where you lay on the floor and put your feet on like the couch and then...
If I don't have an environment where I can lay horizontally, I will do something like that just so I can straighten my back out completely.
Yeah, posture.
I don't struggle with back pain necessarily, but like I just I like to feel like my spine isn't exactly how it looks right now. Probably.
If you think that you're incapable of having a 20-minute nap, lay flat on the floor. You can put a little pillow under your head and put your feet up on the couch. And just close your eyes, and it can happen.
Mm-hmm. You just got to believe in yourself.
You just got to believe.
You got to believe in naps.
Whether you think you can or you can't.
I want you to reach out right now and I want you to scream into the screen, "I believe in naps."
Hey! I believe in naps. Mm-hmm. That was a little louder than I meant for it to be.
Yeah, it horrified me.
Yeah,
Luckily, the taco place isn't open yet.
Just doing like a little pop, but it was a lot that came out in that little pop.
Yeah, you're an energetic guy. You're fired up. What do you think your blood pressure is normally?
Probably like my blood pressure's been pretty good. It was high in my mid-20s because I was just eating fried food constantly and not working out at all, and working in a very unhealthy environment. I think that now it's doing okay. But sometimes I worry.
What do you worry about?
Having a stroke in my 30s. What else would you worry about when it comes to high blood pressure?
I don't know.
You ever feel a spike and you feel a little pressure and a little pain in the back of your head and then it goes away?
No.
Oh, cool. Great. I'm sorry. It's just me.
I have that kind of elsewhere in my body. Like sometimes I feel like my guts are going to fall out.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Your adrenal gland is the size of a guava.
Really?
Huh?
Did that happen to you?
No, I just think you.
You think mine is?
I think all those DCs and like no nutrients for most of the day. You don't eat until you said you don't eat till like 4 o'clock sometimes.
No, I ate today. I had Church's chicken. I had the 3-piece
Church's. You get one of those dry
Dark.
biscuits.
That biscuit is not nearly as dry as a Popeye's biscuit. My biscuit today from Church's was lovely. I'm really him.
Who used to have the biscuits that it felt like they stuck a whole pat of butter right in the middle of it? Someone did.
Church's drizzles honey on the top of them.
Per request.
KFC biscuit is really like floury.
Someone used to have a fast food biscuit.
I think you're
that
thinking of
was-
the Popeye's biscuit. It's
that-
real puck
It
like.
literally felt like they opened it, threw butter in there, and closed it again, and then sealed the edges, and then they gave it to you. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, you're picturing Popeyes. I think.
Maybe.
The Popeye's biscuits are smaller now, but they still taste pretty good.
When's the
They
last
dry
time-
though.
When's the last time you had Lee's? Lee's original.
You know what? I drove right by Lee's today. I'm
Recipe
so glad you
chicken.
mentioned this because people that I work with eat Lee's all the time because it's right around the corner and they have a good lunch special.
Down on the corner. Okay.
But the guy making copies in my library today said he didn't like what he had for lunch, and he had the Lee's that I drove by, and he said it sounded like his food had been sitting out for a long time. Were you yawning, or did you discover something?
I was yawning.
Oh, the way your mouth was open, I thought you were like,
Oh,
guys.
sorry.
I worked with a man once who was apparently anemic, and he loved to eat Lee's because they sold liver and gizzards, and said that's a great source of iron.
Yeah,
which he
fried
needs.
gizzards is exactly
Yeah,
how you should
fried gizzards
supplement
and
iron
livers,
when you're anemic.
which you can get at Lee's, and no other chicken joint has it. But so he liked going to Lee's because
King Edward's has
he could combat
those.
his anemia by getting fried livers and gizzards.
You know how I stay one step ahead of my anemia? Lee's fried gizzards every fucking day for lunch.
I prefer King Edward's myself.
That's what I was saying. They have those too. That's not even that weird. But as far as the drive,
no, but this was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah,
I don't
before we
know.
had the glorious innovation of King Edward's.
King Edward's is fire as fuck, and their lunch special's fantastic.
Yeah, but they also existed 10 years ago.
You're not even mad that you don't get that much meat on a chicken. You get good flavors. You get a side.
Yeah,
You get a drink.
the batter's great. It's a lot of fun. Have you been to the one in St. Charles?
There's a King Edward's in St. Charles.
Yeah, it's good too.
Why would you think that I go to St. Charles?
I have no idea. I try not to. I just used to have to do it.
Why do
more.
people go to St. Charles? No offense.
Lucius is moving here.
No offense at all.
Lucius,
Yeah.
describe this.
I had that pop in my head, and I was like, "Oh wait, you live there."
Lucius,
Yeah.
were your parents from Cave Springs?
No, my parents are originally from Omaha, Nebraska.
So
Omaha.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's where I was
that's not a
born.
perspective.
That's how
so
you
they
pronounce
just
it.
moved to St. Charles.
Not direct. I mean, if we want to go through the whole thing, they went from Omaha to Kansas City. They followed my dad's jobs.
Dude, that's a fucking run. That's
Kansas City,
nice.
and then to Oklahoma City.
I actually hear that Omaha is fucking beautiful. Like I hear it's a cute place to
It's
do
cute.
stuff. Yeah.
It's cute.
And
it's
then
getting
and
there.
then what happened?
And then Dallas, Texas,
Okay.
and then St. Louis.
Ah.
I was in Dallas till I was like 4.
Wait, so you lived in Missouri twice?
I think you know what? I think it was technically the Kansas side of Kansas City, like the
KCK.
Shawnee.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
Missouri or is
The
that?
Shawnee Mission Parkway?
Yeah,
I think that's on the Kansas side.
That's Kansas.
yeah. So technically Kansas.
So, I love how the places you live are so exciting that you have to identify them by the highway exit.
What do you mean?
Like there's, you're not saying, Cave Springs where there's that sculpture of the Mothman. You're saying, the Cave Springs exit.
Cave Springs. Is there really a sculpture of the Mothman?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
You have
okay,
to just
okay.
the
Yeah.
geographical region is strictly
Yes.
defined by the name of the exit because that's as much as you get out of it.
That's true. Yeah.
Culturally, for the
No,
public.
it's
You know,
the-
St.
it's the
Charles
other one.
over the
Did they
years-
go straight to St. Charles from Dallas?
Yes.
See, that's the thing. Who moves to St. Louis but then ends up St. Charles and like, oh, well, I guess this is St. Louis.
Well, because he works at Cisco, which is in St. Charles. Yeah.
So
He was all in like the food industry, the food
it's in relation
Fortune
distribution
500
industry.
company.
It's in relation to the vocation. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Her dog. Her.
Exactly. But you know what? St. Charles has a pride now. They've had it for at least, I don't know. I'm going to say 5 years. But I'm sure it's more.
You mean a pack of lions?
Well, that was before.
Oh.
Now they have gay pride.
Oh, dope. I love that.
Yeah. I've never been, but
To the St. Charles Pride?
yeah. But I'm just glad that it's there.
That's what's up. I'll fuck with it. I'll go check it out.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
I just don't really go to St. Charles unless I have to, and I've never had to go
That's
to
the
St.
only
Charles.
reason I'm there is because I have to. Because I
That's the
used to
thing.
live further away.
What's further away?
Curryville.
Oh.
Yeah, that's like a little over
Like
an
out
hour.
past Troy and Windsor.
Yeah.
Oh.
Up that way.
We're calling St. Charles like a transitional period because
You got to ease your way back in. I've always said
steps,
that.
baby
You
steps.
can't just show up one day and relapse and shoot your old dose. You'll kill yourself like
Yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
That's how that happens, because your therapeutic index drops.
Mm-hmm.
And then that toxic
Exactly.
part is
Exactly.
just way lower than you think it's going to be. And then, then you overdo it.
it was easier for Kayla and I to see each other when I lived really far away. Was for her to locate to St. Charles
Word.
temporarily.
That makes sense.
So we're making our way out finally.
Moving on up
Moving on up.
to the east side.
To the east side.
Don't move to the east side.
Don't move to the.
I'm
That's
just
too
going,
far.
I'm just
That's
going
too far
east of St. Charles.
Stop short of the east side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to a
Because it's the Mississippi. Everything's either the west of the Mississippi or east of the Mississippi.
Yeah.
You were just saying that last week about
That's.
how that we got
I have
some-
two
we got
coasts
two
right
coasts
here.
right
All this.
there.
Speaking. Oh, we haven't talked about it all
West
today.
side is the best side.
I was about to say all this East Coast versus West Coast. Speaking of the devil, new indictment just dropped since we did the last episode of this show. We haven't talked about Diddy at all.
Oh my God, Diddy!
yeah,
I thought we were going to talk about Diddy all day. We haven't even gotten to Diddy
all
yet.
week. All week, I was like, I can't wait to talk about Diddy on Friday.
Yeah.
Let's bookmark where we are in time. Diddy is currently on suicide watch in custody in New York City after being indicted for racketeering, sex trafficking, and dozens of other charges.
Owning way too much baby oil. They found closets at both residences. Closets full of baby oil and
If
lubricants.
you have a brand that you like and you are a billionaire, I can imagine never wanting to run out again.
yeah, you buy a trailer. You call it the Astroglide Double Wide. That's what you do. You put that one right smack dab in the middle of the country.
So, it's a little excessive, but men do that. Men overuse, and then if they can afford it, overbuy cosmetic products and personal hygiene stuff. I put on way too much deodorant when I put on deodorant. I don't
And you
need
put
as
on
much.
that. You put on that chalky shit like the aluminum.
I really like to feel like the stuff that's going to try to come out of my pores there is not going to be able
I remember
to.
last time I saw you in a tank top, you lifted your arm up. It looked like someone had a Zyn pouch, a nicotine pouch in their mouth all day, and then took it out and stuck it in your armpit because it was just
Yeah.
a big glob of white.
Yeah.
Seriously, he lifted his arm up and it was like, is that it? You got a lip pillow in
Sometimes
your
it'll-
pit there, bud?
Yeah.
Like, I don't
sometimes
know.
it'll coagulate.
It was a big old. That doesn't matter.
Because that's from trauma from middle school of just being terrified of anyone being able to smell me.
Well, you were smelly, and you were wearing those fake leather pants that you had to go air out in the bathroom all the time because they were too tight and wouldn't let anything out.
God, those are like the
They
worst.
they sealed in the moisture.
Yeah.
Everything.
That's tough.
Everything.
But anything for style. Anything
Yeah.
for style.
It's
At
true.
that time.
Beauty is pain.
It kind of, in retrospect,
Yeah.
it kind of feels like a pearls before swine situation. I really felt like it was underappreciated.
Pearls
Yeah.
before swine.
Meaning, like it's like showing off your jewelry to a pack of wild hogs. Are they going to appreciate that jewelry?
Oh, so it's laying out your pearls before some
Exactly.
pigs. I think you meant like you need to get your pearls before you get your pork. That's what I thought you meant.
That's what it means. It means
Yeah.
get your Tampax pearls before you get your
That's
pulled pork
not-
sandwich.
That's not what I meant.
The pearls are nice. Do you remember the episode of Hogan Knows Best where he's arguing with his daughter about
Sure.
which tampons to get because he thinks the pearls are like a sexual thing?
Was that Brooke?
Are you
Was that
serious?
Brooke
Yeah,
Hogan?
Brooke Hogan, R.I.P.
Did she die?
Nope.
Okay.
Why do you keep using my other one?
This is mine. So here's the thing. Diddy.
Oh, and so we're caught up. So that's where we. So he's.
So Diddy fled the country and then came back and let himself get arrested, but then is now under suicide watch in custody.
Well, he thought he was going to get bail, and they offered as much as $75 million in bail, but which was denied because typically, if you put up $75 million in bail and you have that much money, it's not because you just want to not go to jail for a while. It's because you don't plan on ever going
Here's
to jail.
my thing. It's just kind of like I'm not surprised at all the weird shit. It's more just the quantity of the things that he used with the weird shit. Like freak out supplies was one that I saw. So they had like
The fact that he is making all these poor news anchors across this great nation say the term freak out over and over again. He made the prosecuting attorney say freak out over and over again.
right.
It's a crime. That's a crime. I want to file charges myself.
Because what even are freak out supplies?
Well, baby oil for sure.
I thought that it was baby oil lube and freak out
Do
supplies.
people use baby oil as sexual lubricant?
They better not. That's a yeast infection.
I don't think
waiting
that's
to
a good
happen.
idea.
Sometimes you just need to use like salted butter. It's a good natural one to do.
I think I prefer salted butter to baby
coconut
oil.
oil. The smells in the air with the coconut oil.
I don't think you're supposed to use that stuff in an
I'm not.
intravaginal context.
I don't.
I've heard of people using coconut oil.
Intravaginally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was just riffing.
I mean, you
but-
know, whatever works. I just wouldn't
They
presume.
were. I mean, they were a straight couple, so I would never.
I had someone.
Usually,
tell
the
me that.
queer community will stick to an Astroglide or a water-based.
right.
a water base.
Something that's a
water-based.
little bit easier to clean. I had someone tell me once that they used to get freaky with their ex, and they would just kind of they would go through like half a jar of Vaseline, and I'm like, Vaseline,
Vaseline.
Vaseline. What are you doing with Vaseline? And then I just kind of changed the subject. I didn't ask further.
The only thing more offensive than the Vaseline is you saying get freaky.
I'm sorry, we said freak out, and then I guess it's just where my brain went.
No, I don't think I wouldn't presume Vaseline would be a good idea either.
Would Vaseline even really be lubricating, or would it be more kind of like
No, it would definitely be lubricating.
like when you're like,
no,
and it just drag?
Oh no, Vaseline is
dragging. I feel like-
lubricating.
I
for
don't
sure.
know.
But it's just not. I wouldn't presume that would be ideal for. This is not what I like to talk about.
But also,
usually.
so people like, you know,
This is
they'll
Diddy-
be like,
this is what Diddy's
they'll
doing
be like,
to us.
hey, you need some sex jellies, and then people think anything with the word jelly in it is gonna work.
Can I tell you about some awful jelly that would probably be better as fucking personal lubricant? Is that goddamn Smucker's sugar free? Tastes like dog shit, bruh. It's
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'd rather skip a fucking meal and eat regular jelly when I'm eating peanut butter and jelly than fucking have any more of this sugar free goddamn bullshit. It was on the top shelf. I can't believe it tastes so bad. Because I got 2 bottles of it. I got one of the strawberry and one of the grape in it. It's awful.
I had something else that tasted bad earlier today. I got breakfast at Dunkin', and their breakfast food is just not it.
No.
Not it.
It's a bummer. They used to have the best chicken biscuit.
I did get the pumpkin spice chai tea latte iced. That was good. That was a great way to start my day. But
Can I tell you the story about Dunkin'?
Yes.
When I first moved up to New Hampshire, I went to the local Dunkin', and I
quit
went up
moving.
and I went to the drive-thru and I said, "Can I have 2 chocolate long johns?"
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "What?" I was like, 2 chocolate long johns? Or like, "Do you mean the chocolate sticks?" I was like,
Listen,
"No, I'm talking about a chocolate long john."
Long John.
And then I was like, "Fine, give me the sticks, whatever. Let's see if they just call them sticks." And it was not a chocolate long john. They have no idea what that is up there.
do they just don't have long johns?
They don't have long johns.
in New Hampshire.
No, the chocolate sticks were literally just like a chocolate donut stick.
No, dog.
Like, they don't have long johns.
Long
up
johns
there.
are like the best donuts.
They would probably call them like an eclair or some bullshit, but it's not.
You mean the non-filled eclair? Can I get a dry eclair?
Yeah.
Because eclair's got the
Oh, that's true.
Eclair's got the
Yeah.
zhuzh. They're
got
filled
the
with
zhuzh.
they're filled with they got the thing in them.
Yeah.
That's the thing. A Long John is supposed to not be filled. I mean, it could be.
But they have chocolate long johns here at the
At Dunkin'.
Dunkin's. Yeah.
I don't know why
They're kind of like the worst.
they're not the best ones.
They're not the best ones.
I have
Honestly,
to go to Schnucks and get donuts after this.
Quick Trip donuts are surprisingly good. Their long johns are great. They got a good level of stuff on them. You ever
Yeah.
get a long john that's disappointingly just doesn't have enough?
I actually had
glaze or on the
a bad
the
experience
chocolatey.
with a QT chocolate long john. They were stale.
Oh,
That's
time.
why,
Out all day.
I never get them because I'm
You gotta
horrified
get
that
'em
that's going to
fresh.
happen.
Yeah. I mean, well, that was the first out of many. I've
gotta
had a
be
lot
there.
of many.
You've had a lot
late-
of good ones.
late
You gotta be
night-
there
I'm
at
just so
6:20 in the
terrified.
morning.
I like to dunk it in a big.
I
milk.
wake up at night, I'm asleep, and I go, ah!
Oh,
And I'm afraid that it's going to be a stale Long John. I wake up and you know what? I've been sleeping upstairs so Kenny can sleep better because because we have 3 big dogs and we're living in hell. And so I have the room, but it's like it looks like a little kid's bedroom with all the wood paneling and all the comic books up there.
and all the Nightmare Before
And
Christmas
so I'm
stuff.
sleeping, and I scream into my mask. Stale Long Johns. Stale Long Johns. How long has this been here? I'm having a night terror. I'm
Okay,
just
here's
pacing up and down the steps.
Here's the crazy thing. The guy was putting them out. Kayla and I waited too long, but we wanted the donut. We probably waited like 10, 15 minutes for him to put these goddamn donuts away so we could get them. So fresh, quote unquote fresh.
Because that's what I was going to say. Like, if I saw him putting them away fresh, I would probably try to get one. But you're saying a fresh donut out of the box was stale.
Yes.
So that could be a month-old donut.
Yeah.
They have. It's like, remember when the guy had
That's upsetting.
He had the warehouse full of unpainted potatoes.
Who?
What?
You're saying unpainted, like we're expecting them to usually be painted.
How do you?
I think that was
how
what he
do
was
you
saying,
well, that's how you get a red potato or a golden potato. Is they have to paint them that color 1st. Yukons come raw. Because there's no color. Yukon.
Russets.
Russets also raw. Fingerlings raw as fuck.
Sweet potatoes.
They got to paint the insides of those. That's why they're orange on the inside.
Yeah. Right. They got to fill it with paint.
Yeah. No, but getting a fresh on the rack donut and then it's not fresh, that's
Yeah.
No, I mean that would. But who
I
do you
would've
even
thrown it out.
I was having this conversation with Donnie this morning, and I was trying to explain to him he's really upset because he wants to pay his MSD bill by mail still, but the bill gets to him in the mail late.
You got to pay it online.
He doesn't
what's
want.
MSD?
That's the sewer district.
Oh.
And so his sewer bill every month, it's always the same amount, blah, blah, blah. But he won't send the check until they send him the bill. And then the bill gets to him late, and so it gets back to them late.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's because the post office in his neighborhood is not dedicating enough resources or whatever. Things are taking too long. And he used to deliver mail for a different kind of company for a long time. And his thing is
Parcel service.
people don't just work with the inherent professional standard that he did his job with when he was working in that field. And it's a problem I'm up against every day. I have to try to make my goals for my professional life work with people that may not have the same intrinsic professional standard as me, even though if we have the same goal. So they're not antithetical to my goal. If, they're not necessarily doing the job as thoroughly as I would do it. And so it's really hard to try to bring everybody up.
I feel like you're just kind of putting it into a lot of words.
No, well, hold on.
People just don't want to work these days.
But
Is
you
what
know-
it sounds like you're saying, but you're saying it in like a really elongated explanation.
But do you know why I think part of that is because of
working sucks.
the flagrant wealth inequality. I think what happened is
juice ain't worth the squeeze, is what you're saying.
That
But you still got to squeeze the juice.
rich people, and especially famous rich people, have set out to make us worship them so that we don't kill them for hoarding all the resources. They make us worship them and also believe that we could just become them if we work hard enough, right? And that's how you avoid, like, the French Revolution. They're not going to cut your head off if they want to be you and hang out with you and they think you're their friend.
I'll do it.
Right? So
I'll eat them. I'll eat the rich. I'll do it.
So in the process, right, we've shown everybody that these people that we don't really see working all that hard are worth billions of dollars. Selena Gomez is a billionaire. P. Diddy is a billionaire. One of the Jenners
not
is
anymore.
a billionaire.
Bought all that lube.
No, he's still a billionaire.
He bought 800
and these are not these people are not Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter and spent most of his retirement building houses for Habitats for Humanity. Mm-hmm. And you could see video of him doing house building shit, right? Whereas, the people that we actually talk about are people that we've never really seen sweat over something laborious for a good cause. And so, if I'm a kid and you tell me, okay, you have to go work at McDonald's for $13.50 an hour, I don't know that I'm going to have an intrinsic professional standard to execute that on a high level, because I've been shown that the things that are actually valuable are not getting chicken nuggets out the window on time and politely.
Well, there also has to be some sort of incentive. I mean, any job, really, you need to be given a reason to work harder, or else the bare minimum thing is going to get you the same money, right?
Yeah, of course.
He was saying
that's what it is.
You shouldn't be delivering mail if you don't want to deliver the mail. But the problem is nobody wants to deliver the mail.
They just got,
But
they got the
people,
new...
mail people make decent money, don't they?
But that's why somebody's doing it, but that was not that guy's dream.
My uncle was a lifelong postman, and he would walk like miles a day, because it was in Omaha you walk.
Oh, yes, Omaha.
And after he retired, he continued to walk like tens of miles a day, like 20 miles a day, just walking. But that's my crazy uncle, though.
He was used to it.
But here's the thing, though, and I talked to Danielle about this recently, because we saw this mailman, and he was just vibing. He was having a day. He was out on a walk, doing his job, and he was just smiling so big, and I don't know what it was, but it's like, you know how nice it kind of sounds to get paid decent money to just walk around and put stuff in boxes and slots, just listen to your favorite podcasts or music or whatever, and just kind of vibe on and not have anyone fucking talking to you.
That's also a very traditional form of employment, though. I think people would rather go work for Amazon, where there's may or may not be a drug test, and they're not necessarily always committed to the whole organization all the time. They do that part-time shit with Amazon, where you see people driving around delivering packages in U-Hauls. And if the options are be at the same McDonald's getting screamed at every day, or DoorDash, if I already have a car, I probably want the flexibility and anonymity of DoorDash. I don't have to wear a uniform. I can pick my hours, and I don't have to actually touch the food. I just have to pick up the bag and drop the bag off.
You can have your baby screaming in your back seat.
I'm probably making more doing Grubhub or DoorDash or whatever the kids are doing than working at McDonald's, and I don't have to change how I look. I can pick the music. I can sit down. I can use drugs.
Oh yeah, you could just be hitting the pipe all day.
And so Donnie was saying that guy, his mailman, should not be delivering the mail if he doesn't want to deliver the mail. Nobody wants to deliver the mail. Nobody really wants to do a whole lot of anything.
So they did get new mail trucks, finally, because the old ones, or the only ones really, haven't been changed in like over 30 years.
Oh yeah.
And so now they have like heat and air conditioning and...
I don't work. I have two friends that both work as mechanics on FedEx vehicles. And they said it's insane, like the old ass shit that is being used for this very important job.
Yeah.
They're just working on this, like really old vehicles, or just like really out of date systems on stuff, or like even the repair methods. It just kind of seems a little crazy.
And this is the next thing I was telling Donnie, is I think that is also part of the problem. Anybody who would have been a really good post office employee either got up to retirement, or they got scalped by UPS and FedEx, because all UPS and FedEx have to do, and I think they're owned by the same people now. Did I hear that? Or UPS and FedEx?
I haven't seen UPS around lately, actually, so maybe.
Say it again.
Are UPS and FedEx owned by the same people now?
Oh, let me see.
But they're trying to snuff out USPS, is what you're saying.
No. I'm just saying all that FedEx, for example, has to do to stay in business is offer a slightly better service than the post office. And so it's worth it for them to steal the best employees, incentivize them to leave, and they just have to stay one step of the post office there, too. Like, if I send anything important, I use FedEx. I often receive stuff from UPS.
Looks like 12 of the top 20 owners of UPS and FedEx are the same banks, investment groups, and financial institutions. I bet it's a bunch of that, like BlackRock, Vanguard.
Because I remember hearing that it was some sort of a problem with that initially, like to make sure it wasn't going to be a monopoly. But that's probably why they also still function separately. But more and more that overhead is shrinking in that way. So they just have to stay one step ahead of the post office. So the only way to fill out all of those jobs in that network of free market is to make sure that you are raising children to understand that really pursue a way that you can pair an activity that you could enjoy doing with a place in society that needs you. because people can grow up saying, I do really enjoy X, Y, and Z. I should be this type of professional, right? We used to, tell kids they should be policemen and firemen and doctors and lawyers. And now probably parents say, no, don't do that. That sounds really hard. That sounds really dangerous. You know what I mean?
It kind of is. Even the one that ends up
Absolutely.
being the most like lucrative, which sounds like being like maybe a doctor or something. It's like it's a shit ton of schooling, and so then a lot of student loans, and then you end up just kind of paying off debt for the rest of your life
Right.
rather than actually stacking the cheddar. I mean, hell, what I do is a very old traditional job. That was a camera. That camera fell down.
Clay, you kicked the tripod with your foot.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
That is your foot.
Nuh-uh.
That's the tripod. It was
I'm
on.
not touching the tripod.
Clay, that's your foot.
Dude, I just moved my left foot and and that fell down. So how the fuck were you talking about? Do you want to get the camera? You want to go get that? You want to go get that? We're not going to get the clips if you don't go fix that camera. What's it even looking at? It disconnected.
It was looking at you, Clay.
I think is it
It's your camera.
Is it up
and
is
I
it,
think you kicked it over.
is it up in my skirt right now?
No, it's on the floor.
I didn't kick shit. I didn't even touch that. I would have felt it if I touched it. These are very thin shoes.
Okay, so you're not going to go get your camera?
No, because it's over there on your side.
Okay, it's still recording, so I'm going to try to keep it still recording.
Okay, you do that, but Lucius.
This is, my God.
Is it alive?
I just need you to admit that you did that.
I didn't do shit. I moved my left foot, and that camera fell off over to the right. So, nah, dog. Is it because it's just sitting up there? Is it because it's just fucking standing freely on that thing? Here, let me put this toddler on top of this grain silo, and then just kind of like stomp around a little bit.
You're
around the
mad
grain
because
silo.
you kicked it.
I'm mad that you blamed me. I don't need to stand for this haberdasheries. Is everything okay? Thank you so much for doing that. I should have done it. I'm
Is
sorry.
it on?
I don't know either, dog. I'm just in this. Oh, it moved. Is this one here in front of me? Is that one just sitting there?
No, mine's on. Mine's good.
Oh,
No,
okay,
mine's
so
that one's
secured.
squeezed in. Yeah.
So why couldn't you do that to that one?
Because it's not the same apparatus.
Why not?
I don't know.
Well, now I need to know. I can't shake the earth when
Okay.
I'm around because I didn't know.
Can you hand it to me?
We apologize. We are experiencing technical
We're
difficulties.
not. You're an asshole.
You're an asshole. What? You wouldn't even get up and go get your own camera.
You kicked it.
I didn't kick shit, dog.
I watched you kick it.
You can kick some rocks. That's what you can do. Yeah. Pulled that one out. What were we talking about? Oh, well. I hope it's okay. I'm sure that's not a cheap piece of equipment. But here's my thing, is I didn't do anything wrong. Ever.
Nah.
I have done nothing wrong. Ever. Money, please. My money. Related, but also not related. I love Henry Winkler. Is anyone else a big Henry Winkler guy?
No, this one may be toast, bruh.
How?
The gimbal won't reset.
What the hell's a gimbal?
But
They tried turning it off and then on again?
well, it was recording successfully.
I just refuse to be blamed for things that I didn't do. Look at it.
Guys, thanks for joining us on Jacob V Weekly.
Oh,
We want to remind you, like you do every week, to check out caddyshackil.org, Jacob V on Patreon, Jacob V Weekly on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, tons and tons of clips throughout those platforms, and the traffic on those has been really great. It's the same clips in all those places, but if you have a preferred outlet for those, I'm going to try. I think I have all the QR codes from trivia the other night. We do trivia every Thursday at the Blue Wood down on Cherokee. It's free to play. 6:30. We're at Doorstop-Studio.Square.Site. And go watch the short film Clay was in, The Last Thanksgiving.
Ooh, in relation to that, we got into another festival.
Oh, which one?
It's in Moberly, Missouri, October 26th, I think. It is called, fuck my ass, there you go, Phobia Film Festival. So the Phobia Film Festival at the 4th Street Theater in Moberly, Missouri. And that's going to be exciting. So we're in our second festival coming up soon. I'm very excited about it. But also, if you haven't seen it, I was in a short film called The Last Thanksgiving, written and directed by Braden Fogel of Canned Productions. And we were at Hysteria Fest earlier this year, I think in July, at the Arkaden Studio. And you could find it on YouTube, The Last Thanksgiving. You'll find in the thumbnail or whatever is an older lady in a pink sweater. That's Karen Drewley. She plays another character in that. Either way, feel free to look it up.
And you can also buy something outright from us on Patreon as a one-off gift. There's a couple of digital artifacts of full quality masters of music I've published previously that if you don't want to join ongoing, that is a great way to shoot us a little bit of money on the low so that I could get another one of these cameras.
Do we want to make Jacob V Weekly merch?
Yeah, I mean...
We can make koozies that say I was born and raised.
There's Blinded by Stereo and No Antics merch on Bandcamp for each respective one. And so in doing that, I've kind of learned so much more about the merch process that, born and raised would be good.
I was born and raised.
I was born and raised.
Mm-hmm. You don't get that much.
Turkey mutton is probably the new hit. We need a turkey mutton hat.
Turkey mutton. If you got me a plain black dad hat that said turkey mutton on it, I would wear that.
What kind of font are you interested in for turkey mutton?
Papyrus.
Ugh.
But also, yeah, lend us your ears, lend us your likes, lend us your money, because apparently I need to buy him a new camera.
No, these are great.
But also, in my defense, that shit wasn't even secure on that stand. So even if I did touch that leg, which I'm not saying that I did.
You're right. I'm going to bolt everything in here down.
You should, for security purposes. I'm sorry that happened.
It's going to be fine.
Oh, now I feel responsible. I feel guilty.
But then I'm not mad. If you feel bad, I'm not mad at all.
I'm going to have stress-induced dreams about sharks later, and it's going to be because I owe you a camera. Mm. When you're stressed out, what do you dream about?
My teeth falling out.
Your teeth falling out? That's a very real one.
Yeah. Or just that I have to walk into a situation where, like, I feel responsible for something being messed up, and I can't really avoid having to confront the consequences of my failure.
I used to have a good one where I was in like a Matrix-style white room, and then I would look over. I'd bend over and I'd pull up. There was a little patch of grass, and I'd pull up one blade of grass. I'd pull it out, and then that would trigger the apocalypse. No one would tell me that. I just would know that that's what happened, and I would feel so guilty. And then I'd look over, and there'd be a big floating blue orb that would be, you know, the whatever the hell is happening that's about to destroy the Earth, and that it's all my fault. That was one. Anyway, did you talk about Caddyshack?
Yeah, Caddyshack, Save a Life for 9, CaddyshackIL.org, JACOBVI.com to find everything really that has to do with us. And I love you, and the people love you. And my Instagram for the show is mostly your bald head.
I'm not bald yet, but I'm getting there.
The clip algorithm loves you. And that's why I was upset that you broke your camera, because that was the one that was pointed at you.
I know, you're just going to have to point that one at both of us now.
Yeah.
Would you like my Queso EK7000?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. I'm sure that one's a little nicer. But
but I also got this one for free, and it's the shittier of the two.
Oh, good. Well, then fuck it.
That's why if I had to pick between them, one being unsecured.
That's why you didn't secure that one. It's because that's the child that you like less. So you just
if I had to pick, because that, you know, it has this platform thing. Like I could set this on stuff.
Like one of those shitty parents
Just
that like doesn't like the stepchild because you got your own real baby.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hhard when that happens.
It does happen.
You hate to see that.
It's real. All right, folks. love you all.
Jacob B. Weekly, we love you. Bye.
Mwah.